Now, what have we here? Hello, everyone. I am Tessellating Hexagons, and, bonus episode time for Touch Detective 3, except this isn't Touch Detective 3 anymore. This is actually Osawari Tantei Ozawarina Nameko Rhythm, released in November of 2014, just after Touch Detective 3. Now then. Good morning, milady. Yes, I'm reading the Japanese and translating it for you to the best of my abilities. I, Cromwell, have been cursed by the Demon King Lacrimosa, and am trapped in this machine you see before you. Milady, I beseech you, please help me. ... Do you not believe me? If so, I suppose that cannot be helped. In that case, let's get straight to the heart of the matter. This machine you are currently beholding, milady. This is my latest and greatest invention. I call it Funghi Rhythm, or Nameko Rhythm or whatever. My intention, milady, is to help you on your path to becoming a great detective as soon as possible. To that end, I connected each and every wire myself, so very painstakingly, I might add. This is a triumph of science made with the utmost sincerity. Now allow me to explain how to use it. Let us make a start right away on milady's thrilling user registration procedure. First, please select from the 3 square buttons you'll see on the touchscreen. Please choose whichever one most tickles your fancy. And so we get to pick our save data slot, and the top spot I expected nothing less of you, milady. Next, please choose an icon from the touchscreen. Once again, please choose your favorite. We get to pick several different options. I'm going to go with Mackenzie's face because it seems fitting. Once again, marvelously done, milady. And now for your user nickname. Please input one with care. Your real name or a nickname of your choosing, either is fine. And so we get a keyboard in Japanese. So I'm gonna put in a file name for myself, and I admit I'm spending a moment here looking for the small tsu to indicate a double consonant sound, and I gave up because I couldn't see it immediately. So we're going to go with Tessu-kun, because that's Tess, and I am a kun, and yeah. Register that nickname, yes. And we get a little round of applause for it. Perfectly done, milady. In the future, you can come back and adjust these parameters any time you like. In so doing, you are able to continue playing from wherever you may leave off. And that brings us to the title screen. As I said, Osawari Tantei Ozawarina Nameko Rhythm, released in November of 2014. I thought it was like DSiWare, except for the 3DS, like download only, but no, this was a physical game apparently, and achievement unlocked right away, first oomph. So yeah, this is a game that exists, and as the name suggests, it's a rhythm game. We have several songs to choose from. I assume that there are more to unlock. I have never actually sat down and played the game extensively, but bearing in mind... Now, it just said it on screen and I wasn't reading it. It's either Korobe Niki or Kobore Niki. Either way, we in the West know it as the Tetris song. It is one of many songs that exist in this game, and you can dance to it. In fact, that's the whole point of the game, and I'm trying to speak over it so that I don't get copyright flagged just in case. But yes, the whole thing of the game is... Okay, I messed that one up because this game is a bit difficult for Westerners simply because we don't know what the controls are. As I discovered there by trial and error, so when the outline lines up with the fungi, pink means tap. The white ones that don't have a base underneath, just ignore them. The yellow ones, which we will see more of, there's one, you need to sort of drag and flick upwards. So we're getting to see all the fungi. I said we'd see more of the fungarines, and that's what we're doing right now, but yeah, so over the course of the song, they'll rhythmically appear and you have to rhythmically tap or flick or whatever. There are others, like twin fungi, which you have to double tap in a rhythm that I don't fully understand, and there are other similar gimmicks as well, but I don't know what that one was about. I think maybe buff fungi you just need to tap and hold. I'm not 100% sure. The game does contain tutorials, but surprisingly, they're all in Japanese, as is the rest of the game, because this never got a release outside of Japan that I know of. And later on in this video, we will take a look at another... Oh, there we go. We completed the song. Stage clear. Yeah, there's another game similar to this that I will touch upon in the back half of this video that also never made it out of Japan. Or so I thought. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Anyway, I got a rank C because I was finding my way through the controls. Now, let's do another song and be a bit better about it. We've got Ode to Joy amongst other things, but no, the Nameko no Uta, literally Fungi's song. There is an entire song dedicated to Fungi. I'm not sure if this has any localized version whatsoever. I don't know what the lyrics are, or I would put them on screen, but also I've done a lot of translating already, and I'm feeling rather lazy. But this song is so charming, and it's also one of the easiest to dance to, so I feel like I shouldn't talk over this, but at the same time, Japan is crazy strict when it comes to copyright, and this is fair use, because I'm sharing it in a transformative way. But still, anyway, I assume that each of the different songs has a different backdrop associated with it as well. Like this one, we're performing in Fungi's terrarium at the foot of Mackenzie's bed. Is that not the most darling thing you have ever seen in your entire existence? Now, I would imagine that these lyrics are actually rather quite meaningful. The general vibe that I'm getting is, Fungi, you're so adorable and useful and clever, and I'm glad you're in my life. I could be completely wrong. This could be a song about declaring happenstance against northern Portugal. I don't know. The only thing I recognise is Nameko, which is basically Fungi. This is adorable. Also, I don't know what the king Fungis represent, and I'd not seen them prior to this recording session, so I think maybe it's something to do with getting a perfect. And as you can see on the top screen, which is in the bottom right at the moment, rainbow ones, which I assume they're either like the stars in, why can I not remember the English name? Rhythm Paradise Megamix, where if you hit a certain note just perfectly, that's an achievement in and of itself, but as you can tell by the top screen, there's more than one in this song. And will I get both? Wait and see. Yeah, this is post-commentary as well, because there's a lot going on in this episode, and I stay busy. But yeah, that was an utterly perfect performance, as best as I can tell. So, yeah, that's the general gameplay loop of Funghi Rhythm. There isn't really a translation, but okay, it wasn't perfect, there were two that were only good. Whatever. And I don't know what's going on the bottom screen. The screens keep switching places and I can't keep track, but presumably achievements are involved. Here we have incoming message, a new high score has been set, amazing, and the ribbon costume item has been unlocked. So let's go over to that, the disguises, as the game calls them. Yeah, you can wear costumes acquired from the main game and from collecting achievements, which is what it said on screen just there, but in Japanese. And Fungi gets them as well, I just haven't unlocked any on this save file yet, and for Mackenzie, the only thing that we have is, well, it is the ribbon that was just mentioned, which is that middle option, but you could also have her not wear the hat, and also the neck scarf you can have her not wear, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to just give a 360 of Mackenzie without her pizza dough hat, and don't be a pervert, you can't remove her clothes. You can only change them for other costumes. And to be clear, I was checking the menu to see if there were any other options pre-unlocked. This is a child, don't make it weird. Anyway, I'm gonna leave the ribbon on her for the time being, and yeah, that is all we have to hand. And then we also have a messaging system. Penelope here is basically explaining you can check your messages here, and something involving Cromwell. I translated it to myself earlier, and I've already forgotten what it means. But anyway, that's a whole separate system that I don't fully understand. And, yep, that is the rhythm game. Now we can move on to the other game. Yes, indeed. So bear in mind, this was November of 2014. Touch Detective 3 was released in May of 2014. Now we're moving on to February of 2013. We have Nameko Daihanshoku, or Osuwari Tante, the Nameko no Puzzle, Nameko Daihanshoku, or Fungi's Big Breeding Explosion. Yes, that is a real title. also released for the 3DS. Again, I thought it was just, like, 3DS DSi, where I thought it was digital only. Apparently not. It got a physical release, supposedly, and it's essentially Honey Pop, but with Fungarines. Except these predate collectible Fungarines. Anyway, it's Match 3, taken to the extreme. Maybe not the extreme. The point is you use each of match groups of 3 or 2x2 squares. Or basically, if it's a square or a line, you're doing good. Make them match. Don't run out of time, get points. It's difficult to keep up with because, obviously, it's all in Japanese, so there may be further nuance that I'm not aware of. But, therein lies the slight rub. And it is fun to play because it's weirdly addictive, but, slight twist in the tale. Over to live commentary, Tess. Thanks, past me. So, hi, welcome to the Switch. Nameko Daihanshoku actually did get a Western release, and I was today years old when I found out about it. I have never opened the software, I bought it today. Prior to today, I didn't know it existed. But yeah, this is a rare piece of third-generation touch detective media that actually did make it to the West prior to Q1 of 2024, so I've never cracked it open before, aside from, well, I've played the 3DS version for your entertainment, but that's only in Japanese. This is my first time opening the English version. Show me what you got, why don't you? Oh, they kept the... See, I told you. The Nameko no Pazuru, Nameko Daihanshoku. Press L and R to start, which is a choice, but okay. Now, of course, I'm going to want it in Japanese. So, select language, and the only options... Oh, wait, no, never mind. We've got Japanese, English. I want to say Chinese, I could be wrong. Korean, obviously, and then back to Japanese. So yes, English, because that's the whole point of this. I'm showing that it exists in English. And, well, this is more or less the same as the 3DS version. The main menu in that was Game Start, Ranking, and Options, and in the 3DS version... Yep, okay, the only thing that's different between the 3DS version and here is the language option. And I guess the credits, so... Sure, we'll start with the credits. I was going to skip through this, but actually, no, you know what? We will! We will look at the credits, and we will appreciate the work that these people did on a game that didn't escape Japan and reach Western audiences, except for the fact that it did. And actually... This is good that it's showing this artwork in the background there with Penelope and Spooky, or Manami and Kuro-chan. One thing that I wasn't planning on showing, and I technically still can't, is this game does have a multiplayer mode, and within that, it's match 3 on the same grid against another player, and I think there's something like each character has a special attack and there's artwork associated with it, which I didn't think I'd be able to show, but there you go, you saw it in the credits. And is that it? Well, okay, we get the... It's a good thing that it's Funghi Explosion and not Funghi 'S Explosion, otherwise you'll end up with another Pokemon Masters EX conundrum. Which, if I have to explain that to you, then bless your sweet innocent mind. Is there internet-based ranking on here? Ooh. There's... Okay, tutorials exist in the game where I don't need them. I need tutorials for the dancing game, but that is Japan exclusive. So, there's easy mode, which I think is what I already showed. There's... It's either missions or tutorials or both. I don't have anyone to play against. And then there's solo mode. Anytime, anywhere, perhaps even endlessly. If you insist, from Milady, let us begin with a tutorial. It will come in handy. If you're sure about that. This may be harder to do without a touchscreen. There are 5 methods to harvest fungus. Here is the first. You can clear them by lining up 3 of the same vertically or horizontally as... Okay, I need to actually pay attention to the controls telling me how to do this. So it's hold the button down and then swippy. Swippy, yes. So this I've already demonstrated. We can swap those 2 and there you go. We made a match. And again, we made a match. It's a bit redundant that I showed you the 3DS version. This is how it looked on the Switch, and yes, you can do rows of 4. And if you're able to get 2
like, if you're able to combine two, like imagine if this was, this and that blue one and that blue one, imagine if they were both white, then we'd make 2 rows of 4 at once. That's especially good, as you can imagine. And then also, making a 2x2 grid, I believe gets a bit explodey, as previously shown. Yeah, it clears out a 4x4. And hey, we've got a chain going, everything's spicy and good. Ooh! I didn't know that that's how that worked, so I appreciate that explanation. Now, I was about to say get rid of, but then that sentence would have ended with the whites, and that would have sounded unfortunate. And, okay, this is one thing I wasn't sure about playing the 3DS version, but yes. If you make a match while a chain is ongoing, then that counts towards a combo. So, that's cool and good. So... Oh, milady. Yes, I am trying to, but you're tutorialing at me.
Last one, milady.
Yes, yes. Yes, it counts as a chain, even if, like, if one link doesn't directly cause the next one, you can still add to a combo chain by manually making more matches elsewhere. So, that's that. Now can I play solo mode? Okay, good. I'll do a stage of this just to get a feel for it on El Nintendum Switchigums, which is the lesser-known Latin name of the Switch. That's something that I found out recently. The Latin name for a skunk, just as a species, literally translates from Latin as stinky stinky, which is so distractingly childish for Latin and scientific. Well, I would say it's childish for a scientific name. No, scientific names gave us the likes of Pikachurin and Sonic Hedgehog the Gene. So that's more or less what I'd expect from science. Anyway, as unsurprisingly, this plays very similarly to the 3DS version, because it is the 3DS version, but how did it come to this? What do you mean? So this brings us up to where I was before I swapped over to the Switch version in terms of, in terms of progression. I am curious about this, because this seems like mission mode.
Milady, why are you dilly-dallying?
I'm just trying to stroke Funghi down. No requests right now, standing by.
No good, no good, that's no good.
Funghi, you're so slimy.
Ah, yes, Milady, let's call this a test of your detective skills.
Huh? What are we testing again? That's one thing that I'm wondering about as regards the Switch port of the forthcoming release on the Switch of the main games. How are they going to handle Mackenzie's thoughts, because they won't have a separate screen to sequester them on?
Now then, are you ready, milady?
Well, whatever. 15 horizontal harvests. Avoid vertical harvests. Ooh. Ooh! But when you say horizontal, is that move it horizontally to... I'm assuming that it wants the 4 that I'm matching to be horizontal, which requires a vertical movement on my part. Okay. How would I even begin? Well, that's... Okay, this would be a vertical then, wouldn't it? So I'll do that to make it not be in the way. No, yes. That's one. And now I'm going to overthink it. Where are you going? Oh, what do you mean that's the spirit? That was a vertical. The vertical is bad. We don't want bad. That's... Okay, that's one thing I was getting in my head about. Horizontal, it doesn't have to be 4 of a kind, as long as it's a horizontal of 4. So that's lovely. Wait. Okay, that didn't increment the counter, so now I'm thinking, am I being dumb about this? Am I mistaking horizontal and vertical? Am I being the wrong about everything? Now, with games like this, and it's true of Honey Pop as well, okay, no, that did count. I do suck at, like, planning moves ahead of time. Like, I will just do what the game gives me and be like, how do you expect me to plan ahead when everything comes from below at complete random? And there's probably a perfectly viable move right the dang now that's visible and I'm not seeing it, and just match horizontally just to get vertically. Wow, I really don't know the difference between horizontal and vertical. Dang. Yeah. Wait. Am I dumb? I am dumb. I was thinking solely in terms of 4 or more. It just wanted 3 in a row. Wow! It would be fun to hit a zombie with a bowl. I feel dumb. No, I don't deserve that. I overthought that to hell and back. Let's move on to the next detective lesson. I won't do all of these in this video. I just want to show a general smattering of what to expect if you get this game. It costs nearly £20, which is quite a lot for what I assume is a rather small game. So, okay. This I could do easily. And after this, I will wrap things up once and for all, and... Oh, I should be getting emotional, I suppose. It's been a long time coming, this whole series, because as I've... Excuse you. As I've said previously, this entire series has been a lifetime in the making, because my first ever Let's Play was the first Touch Detective game. And honestly, that felt like I was stretching boundaries a little bit. And I did it. It wasn't a good Let's Play by any means, but it still gets views for reasons known only to those who view it. And, you know, a few years later, I came back and did Touch Detective 2, just because my personal policy of wanting to have at least a year between Let's Plays of games in the same series. And because they never released Touch Detective 3, I thought I would never be able to Let's Play it. And now here we are with the miracles of modern science. There was a fan translation, and then the literal heartbeat I wrap that series up, an official translation exists after all. Okay, those are palindromes. The second one is a bit of a stretch, but okay. Was it Elliot's toilet I saw? Anyway, so... Detective IQ 180. Lovely. I'm going to suspend it for now. But that's fun. I'm glad I found this. Also, I'm noticing that the background here is the background from the from Touch Detective 3 main menu system. Yes. Everything's cool and lovely, and if you're itching to play some Touch Detective adjacent stuff, then this exists on the Switch. Please go and buy it and show support to the developers, because this is a franchise that is very close to my heart, and I'm done with it. Well, no, I do intend to stream the trilogy collection when that comes out on Switch, because that will be my revisiting the first 2 games and doing them actual justice, rather than the awful, awful garbledina that was my first attempt at Let's Playing them. So, for now, I have been, and will continue to be, Tessellating Hexagons, and this has been Touch Detective 3, and the games that came out either side of it in Japan, except one of those then came out in the West as well, but in 2018, I want to say. This has been a bit of a mess. Anyway, thanks for watching, and please support this video game series. It means a lot to me.